priority. We're going to do the pectoral girdle, which is made up of the clavicle and the scapula. Okay, starting with the clavicle, it's an S-shaped bone in comparison to a rib, which is a C-shaped bone, so don't confuse the two. Okay, the flatter portion is what's going to articulate with the sternum, so they call that the sternal end or the medial end. The rounded side is going to be articulating with the acromial process of the scapula, so you can call that the lateral or the acromial end. That's all that is for the clavicle. The scapula, first you want to identify, is it the right side or the left side? So how you do that is you look for the spine of the scapula, because you know that's going to be posterior. It's always going to be in the back. And you look for the glenoid cavity, which is what the humerus is going to articulate with. Okay, so I know by that this is going to be my right scapula. Okay, since I know that, now I can identify the lateral end and the medial end. This is the acromial process, or acromium. This is called the coracoid process, okay, which is sitting just anterior to it. And then you have the glenoid cavity. That's going to articulate as a ball and socket joint with the humerus. Now the humerus, how you identify is you look for the head of the humerus, and that should be medial. And then you want to look for the olecranon fossa, which is this big divot that sits there. That's what your ulna is going to be sitting in. So this will tell me that, in this case, it's a right humerus. Okay. Excuse me, you have the humeral head. You can see a little line here, which is the anatomical neck. This top piece here is called the greater tubercle. And just anterior to that is the lesser tubercle. Going down the shaft here, you feel a little bump. That's the deltoid tuberosity. That's the insertion point for your deltoid muscle. You have the medial epicondyle, the lateral epicondyle, because I know that because of the way that this is set up. This process here is called the trochlea. This more rounded part that's on the lateral aspect is called the capitulum. And then again, on the posterior aspect of it is the olecranon process. Or I'm sorry, the olecranon fossa. The ulna is going to act like a wrench and sit right inside that olecranon fossa, so we're going to call this the olecranon process. As it makes this hinge joint, it's going to form a joint with the trochlea here, so this is called the trochlear notch. And then the tip of the wrench here is called the coronoid process, not to be confused with the coracoid process in the scapula. And then at the very end of it, which articulates with the carpal bones, is the little styloid process. He forms a tiny little joint here with the radius, which is part of your forearm. The radial notch that sits on the top part here will articulate with the radial head, which is on the radius itself. And then you have the styloid process on the bottom as well. It's just a little pointy part. Okay? He articulates with the carpal bones, which are sitting here in the hand. And for this class, you just need to know that the carpal bones are here, metacarpals are here, and then past the carpal bones are called the phalanges.